New Zealand has the highest rate of domestic abuse per capita in the developed world. Abuse needs silence to thrive. In this series, Simone Butler, herself the survivor of a vicious attack that nearly took her life, meets those brave enough to break their silence. These are their stories. The last place Simone would expect to find a domestic violence survivor is in a boxing gym. Yet here she is, meeting Shani, who's in training for her next fight.
Nice to meet you, Simone. The abuse started all the time, getting hidings, just countless horrible stuff. Wasn't allowed to dress a certain way. I was pretty much a prisoner in my own home. So when you're getting beaten all the time, you're like on the receiving end, getting a hiding, and you know, you're never allowed to stand up for yourself. Coming into something like this and actually being the one to throw on this end and being allowed to. Yeah, it's real healing. It's not being that, you're not that victim and your past doesn't determine who you are. I fell pregnant quite young. I got into the wrong sort of crowd and I was a mum by the age of 15. And then I just went on that path of, not making the right choices in life and that sort of thing. Drugs, alcohol, and then the abuse started and it kind of went downhill from there. The ambulance came to our house about 30 times and then I lost my self-respect.
What happened next was so extreme that we've chosen not to reveal the details.
So yeah, a lot of abuse still continued to happen and then that's when the Women's Refuge came in. I was actually taken by ambulance.
Since that horrific day, Shani has turned her life around. After escaping to a women's refuge, she went to rehab and has now been clean and sober for 5 years. What Simone wants to understand is how a violent sport like boxing can help women like Shani regain their self-respect. She asks Daniella, who runs Diamonds in the Ring, the predominantly female boxing gym that Shani attends.
Stop. Sit down. Stop moving your head around. Okay, it's like your head butts his knee.
Like Shani, many of the other women here are abuse survivors. That includes Daniella herself.
I was never downtrodden enough that I lacked all confidence and self-esteem. I think it was more shock that someone would do that to me. If I don't hurt you, then you don't hurt me. Isn't that how it works, you know? It was boxing, though. Boxing got me out of it. Boxing made me realise that I deserve better.
Daniella went on to become a world champion boxer.
Get ready!
She now teaches abuse survivors how to use boxing to rebuild their self-esteem.
See how I moved and all of a sudden it was a bit harder? Your opponent moves. It's a bit of a bummer that they do it, but they do.
It was massive because I'd actually never achieved anything in my life. I've only ever been a mother my whole life. I've never read a book, I've never done anything. So to kind of prove to myself that I can do something like that if I set, goals in that, I can't describe it.
Go like this. They'll go, oh, shucks, okay. Somebody who didn't think they could do a little skill and then all of a sudden they can. Once again, they're feeling better about themselves. So their self-esteem is boosted and you just go, you damn rock star. And they're like, what, am I? And I'm like, you sure are.
But for these committed boxers, it's about much more than boosting their self-esteem. They're training for a charity fight night to raise money for Women's Refuge.
Just got me really keen to get in the ring. Like I wanted to get in the ring straight away.
Every year, more than 40,000 women like Shani rely on Women's Refuge for help. This is the second year she's fighting. Under pressure to ensure her boxers are fully prepared, Daniella is losing patience.
No! Hit it in the head. What is this? Give me your gloves! I show you how to box!
Daniella is frustrated because she knows exactly how hard it's going to be for Shani when she steps back into the ring.
Okay, next one, let's go.
Her tough love approach seems to be working though, and it's getting Shani into shape. And on Simon's next visit to the gym, just before Christmas, she discovers an entirely different side to Daniella.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, we've done pretty well, you know. We've only got a small gym, but we've all got big hearts, so it's been fantastic.
Absolutely.
So basically, the members of the gym, every year we do this. We collect presents and we collect them, and then we take them all out to the Mangere Women's Refuge for the children. Then they share stories, their stories about, you know, their mother or their auntie in the Women's Refuge and stuff. So sometimes the refuge is close to their heart. They just need a bit of encouragement, and then they'll share it with you. It's actually really quite beautiful. Playing Santa's fun.
Yeah.
It's in this spirit that Shani has worked hard to prepare for the charity fight night. Diamonds in the Ring is hoping to raise tens of thousands of dollars for Women's Refuge. To date, they've donated almost $150,000 to this cause.
Fight night for the fighters is probably the most terrifying experience of their life that turns into the most amazing experience of their life. For me, it is the completion of their journey. I've spent 15 weeks with them. I've seen their battles. They've shared with me their stories.
And tonight's the night for the owners of these stories to step up and show friends and family how far they've come.
What does your family think about you boxing?
Very proud. My dad especially, he's just really proud of my lifestyle change, and admitting that I wasn't a good mum, admitting that, you know, I was a compulsive liar, a thief. Once you own that in yourself and you can sit here like I am now and say that I was those things, that's someone who's properly healed.
Shani's son leads her to the ring.
Make some noise for Shani Smith!
The first round isn't going to plan, even with her family supporting her from the side of the ring. Then Daniella steps in. All that training is finally paying off. With Shani's help, tonight's event has raised over $30,000. She's come a long way since that ambulance ride to Women's Refuge. And that's what motivates Daniella and her team to be here today, delivering the Christmas presents to Mangere Women's Refuge.
Merry Christmas. Mwah.
Look at you. Thank you so
Oh.
Thank you.
Sanjita, the refuge manager, is overwhelmed.
You guys found it. Every time these ladies come, they make me cry. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, as a refuge and an independent refuge, we're just really blessed by the Diamonds all the time. They're always helping us out in so many ways so we can help the people in our community and our women and children that come into refuge. So it's just lovely to see the smiles on their faces and just to know that somebody out there cares for them and cares for their needs. Thank you. Thank you.